Hi guys! So, I love John Green. I also love Hank Green, but that's a completely different story. I've watched the Vlogbrothers for quite a while now, but I've never actually read one of John Green's books. Well, until now, obviously. I went into Waterstones the other day and I saw on special offer the John Green collection, which may show up backwards. So it just looks like this. It's really, really awesome. And along with that, I also had a shit ton of points on my Waterstones card. Let's cover up the number. That probably wasn't quick enough. Yay! Not that that had anything whatsoever to do with why I bought the collection. I've wanted to read his books for a little while now, so when I saw it there, I thought, pick them up at last. So, I decided to start with The Fault in Our Stars. I think it's the one everyone pretty much starts with, but it was like, it's been high on my list. It's one that whenever I've been in a bookstore, I've kind of been drawn to it, and I've read the blurb many times, and yeah, so I started with The Fault in Our Stars, and well, I don't even really know how to start talking about it, because I've never ever read anything like it. You know, it's one of those books that has ruined my life, but in the best possible way. As I was reading it, I went from outright crying to laughing out loud to giggling, just on and off, on and off, on and off. I felt quite sorry for my family, really, because my family were like, "You alright?" Then I was like, "It's the book. It's just the book, honestly." God knows what I'll be like in the cinema when the film actually comes out and I go to watch it. So, just so you know, we're now entering light spoiler territory. I try not to do any spoilers. I'll make a different video nearer to when the movie comes out that talks about spoilers and deals with the full story. So if I do spoil anything, I am sorry, it's completely unintentional. Okay, so the book itself has a gloriously dark sense of humour. I'm all about having darkness and reality in books. And I think it kind of lends an edge of reality to it. You know, the dialogue also never really stops awkwardly between the characters, and the characters are more than cardboard cut-out Mary Suits. They feel real. They feel like people I know would say that sort of thing, even though we're not in the same situation. But anyway, I'm rushing on and I've not even given you a general synopsis. So, basically, the book is about a girl called Hazel Lancaster who has terminal cancer. Her parents force her to go to a support group where she meets Augustus Waters and falls in love. That's about as spoiler-free a synopsis as I can give you on this book. It's not often that I actually enjoy a love story, but the one between Hazel and Gus really pulled me in. You know, I'm not a sentimental sort of person. I'm not hearts, flowers and chocolates. I would rather have the darker sort of adventure story. But I read this and I was just so touched by it, and whenever like a major bombshell has gone off or a grenade has gone off in the story, my heart was ripped apart with theirs. And I also can't really talk about this book without mentioning a character called Isaac. Now, his story actually touched me a little bit more than Hazel and Gus's, because I just thought the way it was played out made it so personal, and it made it really believable and realistic. I mean, Isaac really tugged at my heartstrings. I know some people who say it didn't affect them as much, but still affected them. But, you know, it's each to their own, really. But, words. Throughout the book as well, there's there's almost a clock ticking over the characters' heads, for obvious reasons. And, I think that really does lend a tragic edge to the story, because you could just see these people wanting to enjoy their days together before the end, really. And you just keep reading it thinking, oh my god, is it going to be on the next page? Is it going to be the next page? And, it's just, yeah, it's soul destroying. It really is. There's also a character in this story that Hazel and Gus meet who really does show that old saying is true, that you should never meet your heroes, because your hopes can get crushed. And I think that was a really brilliant choice for John Green to make. I know of people who have raged about that choice, and I think it really works for the story to have someone there who, it grounds the story. That's probably the best way to put it. It really grounds the story. and you know they're not just gonna go through like, we've got cancer, everything must be fantastic, and yeah, it does shock you, and it's really, really well done. And yeah, never meet your heroes, although I still want to meet John Wick. Okay, it's incredibly cheesy to say, but for me, The Fault in Our Stars both felt like a punch to the face and like it kind of changed my life at the same time. It's one of those books that really, for me, made me look at my life and think, you know, any time could be the end, and you should cherish the time you have. Now, I'm not saying I've gone and done anything crazy like quit my job, because I haven't. I still need the money. It's more that you kind of adopt a why not attitude to life. You know, you only live once and all that, although I will never say YOLO. Overall, I'm going to have to say that The Fault in the Stars has become one of my favourite books of all time, and obviously it becomes highly recommended from me. I will admit it's not everybody's cup of tea. I didn't think it would be my cup of tea when I first started reading it, but don't knock it until you try it. It is a truly marvellous book. Now, at the time of filming this, the extended trailer, for the Fault in Our Stars movie has just come out, and I've heard people saying, oh, it's not going to be as good as the book, it's blah, 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 blah. People always do when movie trailers come out. I personally think it looks very, very loyal to the books. You know, I don't get that about movie trailers, why they incite so much hatred at once, you know. Yeah, it's a trailer for the book, but at the same time, don't judge it until you've seen it, and I'm going to hold off on what I think until I have seen the movie, which I believe comes out on June the 6th. So, have you guys read The Fault in Our Stars, and what did you think of it? And also, will you be seeing the movie like me? Will you be there? Will you take tissues, or do you reckon you'll just sit straight through it and not be bothered whatsoever? Okay, so thank you for watching my review of Fault in Our Stars. If you would like to see more similar content or just any more content from me, click the subscribe button down below and I will see you next time. Bye guys! Probably be a weeping mess in the back with tissues.